Good morning and happy second Sunday of February 2026. If I were back home in America, this would be a big day for us because outside of, I think, Christmas, this is the biggest holiday celebrated of the year. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Many of you in other countries outside the U.S. and probably Canada don't really understand American football. It's not the soccer you're used to that you call football. But it's a very aggressive, very popular, exciting sport that Americans love, and today is the championship game for that sport. It's important to mention that because a few days ago I gave a live stream talk about a young man named Charlie Kirk who was murdered, and his movement has exploded in the last few months since his murder, to where it's now become more of a global Christian movement, where before he worked very hard to expand it throughout most of the U.S. and was growing, but it's just really exploded. And the values that he championed, the Christian values, are important to note because the league that will be putting on the game today has been trying to appease, I think, the non-Christian part of the American population for the last few years, and there's now competition. They have a halftime entertainment show, which in the past has had some of the biggest musicians and bands over the course of the now 60 years that they've been playing this championship game. And it was something that a lot of people would look forward to, even if they weren't really crazy about the sport itself. They would still want to watch the halftime show. This year, the entertainment they chose doesn't match with most Christian values at all. And many people had been saying they were going to turn off the game at halftime and do something else to avoid watching it, which of course is not a good thing for the NFL in terms of its sales of TV commercials. And not long after that vocal protest broke out over the social media, Charlie's organization, which is now headed by his wife, Erica Kirk, came out with an announcement that they would produce an alternative halftime show. And so they have recruited musicians that are more in line with the conservative Christian values that many Americans share. And I haven't heard of, I believe there is a network that's planning on picking it up, but I haven't heard at this point what it is because I don't live in the U.S. I'm not watching network television there. But a couple of people informed me that the show would be online on Turning Point USA's YouTube channel. So that will be something I will tune in and watch because I think it's going to be a fantastic show. The names that I've heard that are coming on are all performers that I really have enjoyed over the years. So I thought it was interesting to mention that. Those of you in countries that are not familiar with American football may want to tune in. In Vietnam, that halftime show will probably air at about 8 or 8:30 in the morning. Most of you watching me are anywhere from 1 to 6 hours behind that time. So it would be a very early morning show for you to watch. But with it being on YouTube, you'll be able to tune in and watch it later. So just remember Turning Point USA for YouTube and go and watch that show when you get a chance tomorrow. I think that you'll enjoy it. Now, the song that I'm doing here, I put a recorded version of me practicing it earlier this week on Facebook and also on YouTube. So you've heard me sing it before. Let's see if I've gotten any better over the last few days with some practice. I come to the garden alone when the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear. The Son of God discloses, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I'd stay in the garden with him, so the night around me be falling, but he bids me go through the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. None other has ever known. All right. Hopefully for you that was a beautiful beginning to your Sunday walk with God. Since I live in a room that's next to a garden, this song really strikes me because it makes me feel every day like I'm taking a walk with him and talking with him. So let's start our Sunday well. I'll be back in a few minutes with this week's prepared lesson. I think that it will hit home for a lot of you and hopefully help prepare you for your walk with God. Amen.